So when I go in, I like to go in kind of slow and you know, from the front. But I mean, a lot of people say that it's just as good to come in around the back and just get in really fast for a bit of a change.
Right.
So either way, you're going to need protection. So here's KPK.
Oh, all right then.
Good luck, Scott.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello. Welcome to Big Brother's Little Brother. Oh, it's Friday. We love Fridays, don't we? Yay! Yeah, you say that, not if your housemate goes. It's day 65. The time is 7:31 tonight. We're joined by Richard and Jane's friends and family. Here to tell us why you shouldn't evict their loved one. We find out which camp comedian Scott Capuro's in is with us here. There he is in the camera run. And Davina's going to be delivering her views on tonight's eviction. Only deep breaths, everyone. If we get her to have a kid tonight, then I'm shooing for the next eviction interview. Yes! But first, my friends, we kick off the show as we always do. Little Brother's Big News, get out! Oh, ironic snow gag. Imogen's been in the house for 65 days now and is clearly getting bored with the company of her existing housemates. At 3:31 this morning, she decided to create a new one. Take a look at this.
Did you put a wig on the man?
Yeah.
That's good. Funny. Isn't it?
No, not funny at all. Just a really slow news day. Squeaky clean Susie is often complaining about the poor standard of hygiene in the house, and most of the time she has a point. But at 9:21 this morning, she was just talking. Let's take a look at this.
I have been married all those years and I have never experienced the same number of manky, grey-coloured underpants that I have seen in here.
I know.
And they wear them with pride. That's what gets me.
And they wear them and they don't wash them.
No!
I ain't seen guys washing.
They obviously turn them inside out and then wear them again.
Ah, Suze, you didn't.
I do
Don't say
think that. I just did, because I'm sure they do. Listen, I've had plenty of time to lay out on that grass to ponder the situation.
Easy. And after bumping her knee whilst training for this week's task at 11:09 this morning, Big Brother prescribed plenty of rest and a thick knee support for Jane. That's going to ruin her potential eviction outfit, isn't it? Take a look.
That will take months to heal this. Months.
Jed, that won't take months. That'll take maybe a week.
No, it won't, Rich.
A week.
I can't walk on it. I must rest now. I must tell my fellow housemates that I must rest.
Meaning stay put.
And I said I don't like to be a hindrance.
Thanks.
I said don't know having big calves. Gentle.
That was what has been news. It is a two-horse race. He is a one-gloved, horny mediator, and she is a woman whose mouth can be used to ward chips off jagged rocks. Who has spent their last night in the Big Brother stable? We went to Marsh Farm in Essex to stir up some opinion.
It's a one-horse race for me. I want Jane to stay.
No, contest. Oh, sorry, I dropped.
Jane is really noisy and she farts a lot.
Who do you want to win?
Richard.
Richard, yeah. I think this horse smells better than Jane.
Hey, Jane!
Because she doesn't blow off.
Good. Pony, look.
Jane's a noisy mare, isn't she? Yeah, I think Richard is like.
Richard, come and eat your carrot.
What are you doing tonight?
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Just a little horse. So they think that Jane's going to be mucked out tonight in just a couple of hours' time. We will discover if you agree. In the meantime, it's my regular chinwag with Gorgioso Davina. I'm coming for you, Davina. Mwah, how are you?
Half French.
First things first, I like your stance.
Thanks. I was sort of sitting like that before, but it's just very comfy because it's just such a big belly. You just want to squish. I feel if I put my legs too close together, I might squish its head.
How long have we got to go?
I've got just under 8 weeks.
Oh, you always time it, so you
just
do all
under
your
8 weeks.
interviews.
Yes, mate.
Hey, listen, first things first, I thought you'd quite like Glyn's meal of choice. Liquidised lamb chop.
Glyn's
Welsh
choice, yeah,
lamb,
lovely.
yes. Chips, peas and raspberry pavlova sundae,
And
all
he
for you.
tried it.
I know, well,
He tried
he
it.
loves
He's
his
hungry,
food,
yeah.
doesn't he? You're not going to try
Thanks.
it?
No.
No, you're just going to put it down there. Jane and Richard, both large personalities.
I know.
Who will be missed the most?
I think that even though Richard's been in there for a very, very long time, he's not as loud as Jane. So I think her presence will create some peace that wasn't there before. So I think she'd be missed by the house. For entertainment factors,
No,
she
of
gets
course.
everybody laughing. She's absolutely hilarious. Richard's kind of quite calm and...
Well, the Richard and Mikey thing this whole week has been
quite odd.
pretty much my favourite storyline of the
Yeah,
week.
quite odd. I mean, I think Michael's got a point. I think he did ask to not be called she.
Do you think that could maybe pose problems for Richard tonight, or do you not?
It might do.
Okay.
It may well do, yeah.
It's been a welcome return of the rationing this week, isn't it?
Oh, I love that. But you know, there is that thing. I love that thing of the kind of Dunkirk spirit. It kind of reminds me of Rich House, Poor House. Do you remember that? You know, when actually all the people on the rich house side weren't having as much fun as the people on the poor side. It didn't quite work. And actually, what happens is it brings the whole group together. So I think that's what
Weird,
it did.
isn't it? Because in many ways, obviously, they did get quite annoyed about Jane because she's up for eviction. But at the same time,
They didn't
as a house,
take it
it's
out
kind
on
of,
her, did they?
No,
Though,
exactly.
which was amazing.
Okay, so the favourite moment of the week.
Are you hot in that denim?
No, I'm all right. Well, I am. but
Can we see those thighs?
No.
Okay.
You don't wear shorts to work.
You could though.
I like to suffer for the I wouldn't
Okay.
call it an art. I like to suffer for the craft on a
Lucky
Friday.
D. That's all I can say.
Favourite moment of the week.
Yes, Glyn, he gave me a few this week actually, but Glyn, in the bedroom, listing all the things that he's learnt since he's been in the house,
Brilliant.
and one of them was cooking. Glyn said, and I've learnt how to cook. Hello?
Boiled
Wow.
egg.
Yeah.
Pork
but
pie sandwich.
No, boiled egg. That's it. And even that's a bit dubious.
Burnt porridge oats.
Oh, the porridge.
And pork pie sandwich.
The porridge.
My favourite moment of the week was Glyn in the diary room asking, "Can you feed me some raspberry
Can you
cheesecake?"
I won't look. Just put
Give us the
out
carrot.
with the
What are you wearing tonight?
Oh, hello. I'm showing shoulders because it is so unbelievably hot here. I can't even begin to tell you. Possibly a halter neck.
What's a halter neck?
A halter neck is something that keeps these mammalian protuberances in control.
Okay, well don't wear one of those, whatever you do. And I was going to say, with the pregnancy
Yes.
and an advanced state, is
Yes.
the heat killing you?
The heat's killing me, but it's okay.
Okay,
Because I've got
wonderful.
my flip-flops on at the moment. I'll be putting my high heels on for the hour that I'm on.
Up top, D.
Up
God bless
top.
you. God bless. Your
Love it when he does that.
unborn
I love it when he
child.
does that.
After the great comedian Scott Capurro is going to be here, and I'm going to be chatting to Richard's friends and getting intimate with Jane's posse. In the meantime, I wonder what Nikki's going to do tomorrow. Perhaps, I don't know, a bit of shopping.
I won't do it. I hate it when I'm in a shop and the shop assistant's ignoring me and it's a busy day, like a Saturday, and everyone's brushing me with their bags and getting on my nerves. I just move them out the way. It's easier than saying, excuse me. But when I do want help from the assistant, instead of walking and battling my way through the crowds, I just shout at the top of my voice, "Excuse me, can you help me, please?" That usually works.
Man, that's so nice of you. We're all hyped because it's Eviction Friday. Welcome back. It's day 65. The time is 7:44. Please welcome all the straight to the streets of San Francisco via Paddington, Scott Capurro. Oh, Scott, nice to have you on the show for the first time. It's the battle of the heavyweights tonight, Scott. Which way do you think it's going to go?
I hope that Jane stays in because I don't mind Richard, but he's so generic. He's such a generic Compton Street gay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He just seems like a lot of people I know, whereas Jane's a bit more of an individual.
Jane's like no one anyone's ever met before in their lives.
She's kind of like my aunt, who burps as a punchline, which Jane does. And Jane knows that she's a mess, and she admits it. She's got a humor about it. So.
I was going to say, what are your views on Jane and Richard? You said about Jane. Why don't you like Richard?
I just feel with Richard like everything he says I've heard before. I just feel with him like he's not being personal. Like he never really shares much about himself. Whereas Jane just spreads it all out and shows it to you. You know what I mean?
Let's get some angry reaction from friends and family. A grur and a whoop over there, perhaps.
But look at Richard's friends. They all look like Richard. Horror, they do. But Jane's friends all look kind of a bit scary and messy. That's how she is. That's how it should be. Oh, my God.
All right,
Richard's friends all have the Richard hats on.
Yeah, they're the whole gang of sexual terrorists. It's a troop.
And again, he says that about himself, so let's see something. Show it. You know, don't just talk.
There's no proper person in there.
Oh.
Let's see some sexual terrorism.
Yeah, bring it on.
Richard and Jane have become bosom buddies in the house. Let's take a look.
Richard. Jane. You just jumped out of nowhere. I've got a really good little rapport going on with Jane, and she makes me laugh. She
Release me, Rich. He's a nice guy. He speaks his mind.
You couldn't even find your tea and it was in front of you. Now you're telling me you're not a forgetful person?
He's a nice bloke. I like him. Really like him.
That's you, Bridget Jones. You're like the female version of David Brent.
We're very entertaining.
Jane.
I knew it.
And Richard.
What a shame, baby, eh?
I'm really upset because it's against someone that I really like.
You do,
Yeah.
They know it's my right arm man.
Yeah. She's this really full-on character.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Jane.
I love him so much. It's unbelievable.
But
Because you're my
I know.
sidekick. Richard, we love you.
Love you too, Jane. No, on the cheek.
Scott, they genuinely like each other. Are you surprised by this?
No, I think they would get along, you know, because he's a gay and she's a chubby girl, and gays and chubby girls always get along. But and he would
walk into a room, do you gravitate to a chubby girl?
Chubby girls like me.
Yeah.
Because I can eat as much as they can, and I don't complain about it. But he would be nice to cuddle with. I just don't need him right now. I need her. I need Jane. You know.
So who else do you like in the house?
I do like Pete. I would like some personal, private moments alone with him, just to talk and share. And I think, you know, I think the rest of them are all right, you know. I like Glenn. I think he's the smartest one in the house, Glenn.
You think Glenn is, yeah?
Well, speaks 2 languages, seems to know what's going on, how he's changing, how to reflect that, how to tell people how it's affected his life.
He is, although the great thing about Glenn is, if you watch tonight's show, and I hope you don't mind me saying this because I watched it, is that he works out that actually other people in the world might speak Welsh and ergo might understand what he's saying when he speaks Welsh. And the penny literally drops. You go, you understand Welsh? If you were in the house, which 2 housemates would you nominate and why? I think we've pretty much covered Richard.
Yeah, I think I'd let Richard go. And I think probably Jenny, just because I find her a bit boring. That's all. I just don't think she has much to share.
What about Michael? Would you like be a...
He's crazy!
Would you be a predatory gay guy and get rid of him as well?
No, I would corner him and find out what his story is with the Christian thing. It's driving me up the wall. I mean, and his banging his forehead against the wall. I love that. It's great. It's great to have a crazy gay in the house if I were there, because then I'd look really normal and nice.
He thinks he's God, and if he is God, then you're in trouble.
He thinks God is in him, and he's love and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's bonkers. It's really good.
I kind of like it as a
I do. Yeah.
Who do you think will be facing the public vote next week?
I think it's going to be Michael and Jenny, I think. Just because he's throwing so many tantrums. He's the new Nikki. And I think people just get tired of that after a while. And I think they're going to look around and they're going to think, who's the most boring other person? And that's probably Jenny. So I think they're probably out.
You don't think either Richard or Jane will be up again if
well, Richard's been up so many times. At this point, I just think people are going to move on. And I think if they do get rid of Jane, they're going to miss her, and they're going to want to try to get rid of someone that they really can't stand after all, and that'll probably be Michael. Okay. I just think somebody who's kind of hysterical and crazy is going to have to go because Jane's such an anchor. To balance that, they're going to have to lose a Looney Tunes. So.
Lastly, who am I backing, or who are you backing, and why?
Well, it's got to be Glenn because
you're going to go for Glenn over Pete.
Yeah, well, Pete's sweet, but I just think Glenn and I have more in common. He's my height. He's thin.
So are you using this as some sort of weird dating agency?
Well, that's what everything is anyway. But, I also think that he won't be changed much by the show. I think he will go home, back to Wales. He's just going to hang out, have a few free pints, and then live his life the way. I think he's the least greedy of all of them, and he's the most humble. And again, like I said, I think he's the most clever, so I go with Glenn.
Thank you very much. I'm going to
you.
come over here and back him for you.
Thank you very much.
Come with me. Cheeky Mike Paxton.
Do it gently.
All sorts of problems. Do you want me to do it gently?
Yeah, softly.
Okay.
That's a good play.
And it's all right for a man to cry.
Well, one more time.
And it's all right for a man to cry.
Yeah! Scott Kapoor, everyone! Thanks, Scott. Thanks for having us. And as we move over here, we introduce our friends and family! Woo-hoo-hoo! How are we doing? We have Richard's friends and family. We're going to concentrate on you guys first. We've been here before 4 times. Do you think his time could be up this time? What do you think?
No way.
Sven.
No, he hasn't got to go. Absolutely not.
Sven, is he indestructible?
No, he is not. He's fantastic. You got to stay. You have to keep the balance in our house. You have to have someone who keeps the tranquility. And just see him the way he is. Just crazy, crying, trying to explain things. He's just fantastic. Don't let him go.
Sven, in your outfit today, you've got a touch of the Michael about you, which I've never seen before. Do you think, when he comes out, are you going to play Michael with Richard?
No, not at all. No.
Listen, Richard and Jane was quite a double act. Why do you think Richard and Jane got on so well?
Because they're both mad.
I'll come to Jane's friends and family in just a second. I know you're an immovable object. When you start, there'll be no stopping you. What about the Richard camp? Why do you think they got on so well?
She's just a crazy woman, and he's a crazy guy, and they're just having a lot of fun. They can talk together about anything, and nothing annoys them. Just a good sense of humour, and it's just brilliant to see them together.
Just wicked.
Ashleen, sorry, I'm coming on. By the way, while we're talking about Richard, I am donning the sexual terrorist glove, the weapon of choice for the sexual terrorist. Ashleen, Imogen, Michael, and Spiral all nominated Richard this week. What is he doing wrong?
He's not doing anything wrong at all. I just think that they don't get his sense of humor. They're taking it way too seriously, and they're taking themselves too seriously, and they just don't know how to take him.
What about the whole Michael thing? Because he looked like he kind of intimidated Michael. Maybe not intentionally, but Michael was kind of hurt that he kept calling him she and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he's just being a little oversensitive about it.
Let's move on to Jane's friends and family. Hello. Well, now just get rid of that and put the old headband on. Don't push me. Now then, I take it you're not too surprised to see her up this week.
No, I think the burping's got on everybody's nerves, unfortunately, so no, we're not surprised.
A release for you, though, I imagine, at home.
Oh, completely.
Yeah, it's not quieter.
Yeah, the longer she stays in there, the quieter it is for us at home.
I now see her motivation. If it wasn't for her rule breaking, do you think she'd still be up for her burps?
No.
You don't?
No, I think they do like her in there.
Okay.
I really do, but I just think the food thing got to them in the end, definitely.
She brings a lot of energy to the house. Are we seeing the real deal in there?
Oh, no, not yet.
We're not seeing the person she is?
Well, yes, she is. She is herself, but believe me, there's so much more to come out.
There's more to come?
More, I swear.
Jane's like Marmite. You either love her or you hate her. We love her.
But for the poor people that hate her, they just have to keep enduring the moment in their face. But no worries. For now, friends and family, everyone. That is not the end, though. Louise and Cohen, you are going to come with me, so it's time to plead for the survival of Richard and Jane. You're going to come with me. You are going to go to a voting package. We'll see you in a minute. Come on.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, it's exciting. Louise has taken her position on the podium. Louise, you have 20 seconds to tell us why Richard should stay. You're addressing the crowd to try and swing their opinion. Your time starts now.
Okay, my lovelies. Dickie's a darling, a camp old queen. He has razor-sharp wit, but he's not mean. He loves all the girls. With men, he is flirty. Keep Dickie in, because Jane is dirty. Oh, More! He's fabulous. Keep him in.
Corin, you're up next. You have 20 seconds to tell the crowd why Jane should stay. Those 20 seconds start now.
Hello, everybody. I know she's mad. I know she drives everybody to destruction. But please keep her in. How boring is that house going to be without her? Just think of that. No, Jane. It's going to be so quiet. I know the burping's driving everybody mad, but she's been brought up in a house full of men. She knows no different. Please keep her in, and please put this lot out of their misery. They've been here 4 times already.
Okay. Crowd, you are a frighteningly discerning bunch today, it has to be said. You have heard what they have to say, but what do you think? People in the crowd, please hold up the picture on my mark. When I say, please hold up the picture of the housemate you want to stay in the house tonight. Oh, I can't see. You want Richard to stay? Yeah! Okay, it's very, very close. So let's just have a quick chat with you anyway. Young lady, first things, you can take those sunglasses right off. Eye contact, 1 to 1. So who do you want to go tonight?
I want Richard to go.
Why so?
Because Jane's more entertaining, and I love the burping. She's just funny.
You can live with that?
Yes, I can live with it. She's a fun, entertaining person. Let her stay.
Okay. And who do you think's going to win the whole thing?
Ashley.
Pete. Okay.
Ashley.
That is pretty much all we have time for tonight. Don't forget to Venus tonight. Russell, then we'll see you on Sunday. God bless. Bye-bye.